Oxford is such a phenomenal name, and I don't think it's just saying I went to Oxford. It's a word that's made up of 1,000 million different things. It's made up of people, it's made up of experiences, it's made up of opportunities, and to know that you've been part of that and to contribute to that, I think is just such an incredible opportunity and something that I don't feel like I can possibly not carry with me for the rest of my life.
We've had two very remarkable donations in the last year. One was £20 million from the Li Ka-shing Foundation. And that's just the beginning of what will be a very major campaign of its own, which is to set up a big data centre.
I think what's happening today really matters. It is an enormous investment that Mr. Li is making into this centre.
The other very big donation came in right at the end of the summer from John McCall McBain to the Rhodes Trust.
This gift is £75 million.
And that £75 million is an extraordinarily important piece of ensuring that the Rhodes Trust will go on from strength to strength over its second century in the way that it did over its first. Of course, it's one thing to talk about the very major donors, and they are crucially important in any campaign. But one should not, for a moment, lose sight of the cumulative power of smaller donations. One of the things that perhaps a lot of people will have become more familiar with lately is the telethon. But the key things about telethons are that the people who telephone are students here at Oxford.
I remember making my first phone call on the telephone.
It was absolutely terrifying.
Everyone was kind of in the call room at the same time, and everyone was about to make the first call, and everyone was kind of looking around like, has someone made a call yet?
You're waiting and waiting, and then, welcome to the O2 messaging service, and you think, great.
But after the first few days, it became really quite natural.
I was really shocked actually by how pleased people were to hear from you. I kind of thought I'd come up against a lot of oh no, asking for money again, but actually people were fairly excited to be able to speak to someone who's at their college, particularly if they haven't been back in a while or they left a long time ago.
So, oh, did you have this tutor? And I thought, how are they still here?
I think generally people always love to hear what's going on in terms of the rooms and the buildings, is your JCR still in the same place and things like that. So the little things that kind of make up your experience here.
And they all say, make sure that you enjoy all your experiences, don't let it bypass you. It's nice for me to know that I need to make the most of now because, when I leave, it'll be not the same, sadly.
I wasn't anticipating how willing people were to give and support the college. I was thinking, oh, we're probably not going to get that many people donating, whereas so many alumni were wanting to get on board and help college, and that was really, really good to hear, especially from a current student's perspective, to know that everyone is still passionate about the college, and obviously that means it's still very special to them.
I mean, every single person I spoke to is still friends with someone from college, which is very reassuring.
I've been thinking about so many years down the line when I get a call on the telephone.
It'll throw me straight back. I'll have probably forgotten about the telethon by then. I mean, it's odd to think now what they'll be telling me, how the college will have changed and moved forward. No, it's quite a nice thought, really, yeah.
One of the top priorities for the campaign has been and will remain buildings and infrastructure. Right across Broad Street from here, the Western Library, which is this extraordinary extension of the Bodleian Library, is nearing completion. On the Radcliffe Observatory Quarter, we opened the new Mathematics Institute just a few weeks ago. We have the groundbreaking ceremony for the Blavatnik School of Government. At St Anthony's College, there's a new Gateway building, and there's a new and extraordinary building being constructed by the architect Zaha Hadid, which is going to house the new Middle East Centre. And we couldn't have done any of those things without the support we've had from our donors. You get very few chances in life to paint on a really big canvas. And you get very, very few chances in life to do something that you think is going to have good effects indefinitely into the future. When we go out and endow a teaching post, or when we go out and endow undergraduate support or a graduate scholarship, then we're doing something that we can very reasonably hope will still be improving people's lives centuries away.